Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expect, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I'm talking about y'all. Basically, that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up, you guys? Hey. Come on in. Baby, we are back again. And listen, the one thing I will say is, Kenya, you have been successful in keeping the people talking about you. I'll give you credit for that. The people have definitely kept Kenya's name. Where are my notes? In their mouth. Because, baby, we had a whole live this morning, and now we are back again to talk about Kenya. But we are not going to be here long, and I'm going to tell you why we're not going to be here long. Because, baby, Kenya, you could have kept this. But I feel I owe it to y'all, since we've been talking about this all week. I owe it to y'all to come down here and have that conversation. Baby, it was a 31-minute video that she could have kept. We're going to get into it. I managed to take some notes,
said close them doors.
Come on.
Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
House, we are closing the doors now, baby. I turned on I did set a goal for this live. I don't set goals on all of my lives, but I did set a goal on this live, honey. Because, baby, I've been talking about Kenya all week. Now, if we meet our goal, I'll drop the link for a few minutes. If we hit the goal, I will drop the link for a few minutes. But if not, we're going to go through these notes. I'm going to get up off of here, and then we're going to go over to the other channel because, baby, I still have Love After Lockup. I have Raising Canaan. I haven't even watched Chasing Dallas yet, but I'm going to try to watch that. So that won't be tonight. I'm not going to tell y'all no lie. That will not be tonight. That'll maybe be tomorrow before I leave to go over my parents' house. And then Love and Marriage Detroit, which will be tomorrow before I leave to go over to my parents' house. So, baby, yeah, I've been busy, Montrez. I'm trying to get y'all this content, right? Most of the shows that I'm reviewing now come on like on the weekend. So I find myself like I don't have Beverly Hills anymore, but I have Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then it's ... Then it's the end of the week. But anyway, hey Symmetry, thank you for the super chat. Yes, Symmetry said please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Do all of the above, please and thank you. So let's get into it. I did take some notes. So, baby, shout out to Don. Shout out to Chef Don. JB and I were doing our Beyond the Gates review. And I got Don sent me the link. I said, Kenya must be live. He sent me the link. So, first of all, somebody else sent me a message. I don't want to call them by name. They'll tell you because they here. So they'll tell you who they are if they want you to know it's them. Baby, can you turn off them comments in mid-live? Because when I first went over there, the comments were on, but then somebody said the comments were off. And when I looked towards the end, the comments were not on. Is it me or did she cut them comments off? Don't waste my time on chasing. Damn. I was at PCPF. I ran over here. Meanwhile, I don't watch the show. Just nosy. I understand, child. We nosy. I get it. We all know. That's why we here. Child, we are all nosy. That is why we are here, okay? All right. So, thank you, The Informed. Thank you for The Informed said toward the goal for today. Yes, The Informed. Thank you, my love. Thank you. It was on the end. She probably turned them off afterwards. Okay, so maybe it was afterwards. They were on during the premiere because I was behind. So maybe by the time I got to the end, yeah. Okay. Now, I knew it was a premiere. I knew it wasn't a live video. So let's start from the beginning. That's a perfect place to start. First of all, Kenya, this isn't what you promised us. Am I tripping, or is this not what she promised us? In the beginning, she said she was going to go live. And people who were subscribers, she would take questions from. And only subscribers would be able to, she said only subscribers would be able to see the live. And I told y'all that's not true, but participate in the live. So this is not what you promised us. Now, I told y'all earlier in the week that what she's promising y'all she can't do on YouTube. When she said that only subscribers will be able to see the live, that's not how that works on YouTube. You can do a members only live, and then only the people who are members can see the live. You can put your chat on subscriber mode only, and then only people who are subscribed can participate in the chat. But I told y'all what she was telling y'all she can't do on YouTube. I did tell y'all that. Then you said you was, I mean, we ain't gonna go through the fact that you said you was coming Tuesday, then you said you was coming Friday, then you came today. But baby, and Don and JB and any other YouTube content creators that are in the chat can attest to what I'm getting ready to tell y'all. I understand that Kenya had a lot of clips in that video. She had a lot of editing in that video. And y'all know I don't do a lot of editing and I don't do a lot of the clips and stuff like that. But even with the editing and the clips, baby, it don't take all that to upload no 30-minute video. Now, if that video had been an hour long or 2 hours long, okay. But it don't take all that to upload no 30-minute video. Now, Don, you do more editing than I do. And JB, you upload a lot of videos as well. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't upload as much as I used to because I usually go live. But when I first started doing YouTube, everything I did was an upload. Okay, JB said it sure doesn't, and I edit my own videos. Right. Everything I used to do was an upload. I used to go live like maybe once a week. When I first started doing YouTube, I went live once a week, Friday nights with my lives. That was it. Everything else was an upload. And I don't never remember taking that long for no upload, not for no 30 minutes. Not for no 30-minute video. I've had hour-long videos that don't take more than, I mean, I think the longest, maybe an hour. And that was when I just needed to delete some stuff off my computer and it was moving slow. So let's just go there. So the first thing, and I'm going through my notes, and honestly, I'm going to be honest with y'all, at a certain point, I stopped taking notes because she wasn't saying anything new. Right, unless you have bad Wi-Fi. Right, exactly. She wasn't saying anything new. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to read y'all through my notes, and y'all can write in the chat anything that tickled y'all fancy, and I'll address it. So the first thing she did was she addressed what Portia said in her, well, the first thing in my notes. She addressed what Portia said in her live, where Portia said that she got some of her documentation from a member on the cast. She said that she did not. She said that that Portia is a liar, and that she did not get anything from anybody on the cast. And she specifically said Drew, because a lot of people, myself included, were trying to find a connection of who she could have gotten the information from. And I said Drew as well. I didn't say it was a fact. I just said maybe she got it from Drew, da-da-da-da-da. But she said she didn't get it from anybody on the cast and that was a lie. I can say it may have been a minute when you have a heavily edited video, but she could have been prepared to upload because it's too many people around to assist. Right. And again, I know and Dario, when he's uploading Chasing Dallas, I've had this conversation with him. Sometimes it takes a long time because he has to make sure there's no copyrights and all of that when he's playing music and stuff like that. And it does take a while sometimes. That's why sometimes the show is late with Chasing Dallas. But anyway, Kenya, no. She went on to say, and this is the first thing I'm going to have some questions about. She went on to say that she did not get any of the footage or any of the receipts or any of the evidence, whatever word you want to use. She didn't get any of that information from anybody. She got everything through her investigator. And I noticed she said through her investigator and through other, what did she say? She said other associates or other entities, but she said she did not get anything from anybody on the show. So this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to go line by line in my mind how I was thinking. She said investigators and other people, but she said nobody on the show. So we still don't know who those other people are. We still don't know who these other people that she's speaking of are, okay? She said that she got all of those videos, all of those photos came from a PORN site that her investigator was able to find. So I'm going to call bullshit on that. And here's why I'm going to call. Here's why I'm going to do it. Number one, the other thing you promised us, Kenya, were receipts. And you didn't drop not one receipt through that whole live. You did not drop not one receipt in that live. If your investigator found those pictures on a PORN website, then what you could have shown us as a receipt was the report from your investigator. Because anybody that's gone through, excuse me, y'all, this camera, I know it's the ceiling fan in the back that's throwing it off. I'm trying not to get the ceiling fan in the picture. Anybody that has ever employed an investigator, you get a report. And in that report, the investigator tells you everything they did. In that report, the investigator will tell you everything they did. Number one, because that's how they get paid. Because when you hire a private investigator, it is itemized. Because they want to get paid. Because they get paid. Most private investigators get paid for expenses and per hour. So they, just like with an attorney, they have to itemize the bill so they can tell you, so they can justify what they're charging you. If your investigator found those pictures on a PORN site, you ain't have to show us anything else. You could have showed us just a paragraph from the report saying, this is what we did. This is what search engine we use. This is the website where we found them. Boom. So if you were going to, that again, we didn't ask you to do this live. You told us you were going to come and do this live. You brought this to us. We didn't bring it to you. And you told us you was going to be receipts. You were going to bring us receipts. So these are the kind of receipts that I was looking for. Where's the receipt showing? Because if you said you got this from a corn site, tell us. We all grown here. You can give us the name of the website. You could have said we found it on Corn Hub. We found it on right, X Hamster. We found it on X. What's some of? Y'all don't put them in the chat. Don't put a bunch of sites in my chat. But there are and we know that there are millions of websites. Some are paid sites that they're behind a paywall. A lot of these, websites, you can look at certain things, but if you want to look at certain things, you got to pay. Just like most websites, there's the free version, and then there's the paid version or the upgrade version, whatever. Like, we get that. So, and that's it too, JB. Was she using an alias? Did she use an alias? Because you're right. Maybe we can't just Google Britt Edie. You're right. Maybe her name was Sparkle. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe her name was Lovely Pretty One. We know that people do that as well. So it may not have been under her government name, but you know what else? All she had to do was show it to us. Just show it to us. Give us that little paragraph from the report from your investigator saying, hey, we found these pictures under an alias. You didn't even have to tell us the alias. You could have redacted what the alias was, but show us, Kenya, that you did not commit a crime and that these pictures did not come from, that they did actually come offline. Just show us, girl. Because again, you told us you were bringing receipts. We didn't come to you. You came to us. She said that she did consult with an attorney, and the attorney told her that what she did under Georgia law was not revenge porn. Now, This is what I'm going to say. If you talk to an attorney, a friend of yours. So here's the thing. It's just like when you go to the doctor. The advice is only as good as the information you're given. So if you go to the doctor and you tell the doctor, "Oh my gosh, I've been having trouble breathing lately, and oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. I just can't breathe. So, and I've been having so much trouble with my breathing." And the doctor says, "Well, are you a smoker?" And you say no, but you know your ass go home every day and smoke a pack of cigarettes. Well, then the doctor can only give you what you've given him. It's the same thing with an attorney. If you called an attorney or talked to an attorney and you told the attorney the same thing you told us, well, of course the attorney's going to say it wasn't revenge, PORN. If you told the attorney you got it online and it was public information, of course the attorney is going to tell you that. Because if you got it offline and it was public information, then I guess it's not revenge. However, we still waiting for the proof that you got this off of a public site, because I keep telling y'all, and thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Pretty Amazing, and thank you so much. She said, "Thank you for being you, Really Be." Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, my love. I keep saying it, and I'm going to say it until I'm tired of saying it. If they were on a public site, baby, this was almost a year ago. This was last June. We are knocking on May. It is April the 19th. We are knocking on the door of May. We are less than 2 months away from when this situation happened. It will be a year, less than 2 months from now. Ain't nobody else found it but your investigator. Baby, you must have the best investigative team in the world. Somebody said Color Me Pink had the pictures too, that they weren't on the public site. Because somebody, and I don't know this to be a fact, but maybe somebody sent the pictures to Color Me Pink as well. I don't know. And I don't know Keisha. So I haven't talked to her to find out where she did or didn't get the pictures from. But again, if they are on a public site, just tell us. If it's public, you're not doing anything wrong by telling me where to find the pictures. If it's public. Because I refuse to believe that you've given people a year between the fans, between your enemies, between the bloggers and the YouTubers and the reporters. I refuse to believe that they were that easy to find and ain't nobody else posted not nail one of these pictures. That doesn't mean that they weren't out there. Britt admitted that the pictures once upon a time did exist. She said she scrubbed the internet. So if they're still out there, girl, just tell us where you got them. Anyway, I don't think Bravo cared about the pictures per se. She shouldn't have shown them to people without the consent, and they couldn't verify where the pics came from. The pics of Color Me Pink had weren't real. I know that one picture that was floating around wasn't real, and I don't know if that's the picture she had or not. But those pictures that were floating around with the pink, those weren't real. Those weren't real pictures. Okay. So she said I guess she did take pictures that people had put. I guess she did take questions that people had put in her chat or maybe inboxed her, because she was actually answering questions so somewhere she did get questions. So she did get questions from somewhere. One of the questions was about the reunion. She said she was invited to the reunion and then she was uninvited from the reunion. Again, y'all, I think sometimes people play games with words to prove a point. And what I mean by that is this. Everybody is invited to the reunion when they are a part of the cast. Everybody is invited to the reunion when they are a part of the cast. So when you say you were invited and then you were uninvited, are you saying that after this event happened, after Bravo decided to punish you, I'll just put punish in air quotes, whatever that punishment is. After Bravo decided to punish you, you're telling me that you were invited and then you were uninvited after this event happened and after Bravo disciplined you? That is what I want to know. Because when you say you were invited and then you were uninvited, everybody's invited when they're on the cast. Okay, I have a question. If the pictures did not exist on the internet before Britt had the net scrubbed, how does Kenya revealing them in this way constitute revenge? Because, Carl, if the pictures are gone and they are not public public consumption, and you post those pictures in a way in which to get, it's the intent. If you're doing it in a way to embarrass, to get revenge, for lack of a better word, then it, again, I'm not a lawyer. I didn't go to nobody's law school, so I'm not licensed in the state of Georgia. However, that is the difference. It's the intent behind you doing it. If Kenya had just sent the picture to Portia from her phone to Portia's phone and they giggled about it, I don't know if that would rise to the bar. I don't know. But doing what she did in the way in which she did it, from pictures that we can't confirm where they came from, and that's my opinion, Carl. Again, I ain't go to nobody's law school. I ain't go to nobody's law school. But that's my opinion. Okay. So again, when she said she was invited and she was uninvited, I need more. Again, I need more information. That's why she need to just do an interview with somebody that's going to ask her the hard questions. Because again, you could be invited and then you could be uninvited after you do something. I mean, hell. If the net was scrubbed, clearly Miss Girl did not want those images out there. Going out of your way to bring them back because you're mad is what constitutes as revenge. Pretty simple to me. There you go. No problem, Carl. Not a problem. Kenya did it to destroy Britt's name. They were that's where the intent was. Yeah. Okay. So then Kenya went on to talk about the salon and how after this event happened, somebody asked her about the salon. She said the salon has been open. First of all, I don't understand how you don't know how long your salon's been open. She said, well, the salon's been open for a year and a half, I think. I mean, I guess a year. Well, I know we've been open for a solid year. Okay, girl, fine. Y'all been open for a year. She said that before this happened, they had a 4.9 Yelp review. She said after this happened, people just started putting bogus Yelp reviews and you know, and she said, if you don't like me, that's fine. If you don't like what I did, that's fine. But why would you want to destroy my business? Baby, I think that's when I put my pen down. I said, I'm sorry, what? She said, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. We got 186 people in here, and I'm going to say this again for the people in the back. She said, I mean, if you don't like me or you don't like what I did, that's fine. But why would you want to destroy my business? You mean the same business that you didn't have more respect for than to do that at your place of business? You mean the same place where the event took place? People had the nerve. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's right to leave a fake Yelp review. That's not what I'm saying. But ma'am, you did it at your place of business. You did it at your place of business. What are you talking about? How could people be so cruel to try to destroy your business? Girl, you destroyed your business. I really think that's when I put my pen down, because I was like, are you kidding me right now? Are you serious right now? You saying this shit with a straight face. So the people are wrong for leaving fake Yelp reviews, because I mean they're fake reviews, child. You ain't been to that salon. People are wrong for leaving fake Yelp reviews, yet it was okay for you to use your salon opening. Like, you don't think that hurt your business? You don't think that you did anything to your business? Thank you, Des Hop. Des Hop put the code in. This is the code. We're gonna read it together. It says, prohibits the electronic transmission or posting of explicit images or videos of an adult without their consent for the purpose of harassment or as an act of revenge. That sounds very plain to me. Sounds like revenge, PORN to me. Thank you, Des Hop, for pulling that for me. I'm gonna leave that up for a few minutes. Right, Kim, you use your business to try and destroy somebody. So now people are wrong. And again, I'm not justifying people leaving fake Yelp reviews, but I just feel like, girl, what? Does her Yelp review even have pictures when did they start using decimals? I didn't think Yelp reviews did that. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not one of those people that really get. I'll look at Yelp when I'm like if I'm going to a new restaurant or something, but I'm not one of the people that generally leaves a Yelp review. The service has to be exceptionally good or exceptionally bad for me to really go out of my way to leave a Yelp review. So I really don't pay attention to Yelp that often, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, what, girl? Like, can you really say that with a straight face, y'all? Don Don said we don't have Don Don said, can we get some more likes, please? To impact her employees, you said is the approach she should have taken. Thank you, Don Don Bull. Thank you. Hey, Really B and Tribe, I'm sorry. I'm late. I was dancing in a baby shower. Baby, have a good time. We'll be here. Baby, you can always be part of the replay gang, but I appreciate you being here. That's the gray area. If I privatize something after it's already out there, I can say that people can no longer share it. And again, if you go out of your way to scrub the internet, the intent, once again, I'm going to say this. There's nothing certain, like nothing is 100% when it comes to the internet, right? And that's why I keep saying, Kenya, if you found it on an accessible website, just tell us. I think if she would have come down here and say, look, y'all, my investigator found those pictures on PORN Hub, and all you got to do is go down to the hub, and it's there. She's still not telling us how to find it. She ain't telling us what name it's under. None of that. So you keep telling us you found it on the internet and that your investigators found it on the internet. And this woman said, hey, I paid a service to scrub the internet. Then either the people she paid didn't do their job and she need to sue them and get her money back. Or Kenya, you're somewhat vindicated. Again, it goes back to legal versus moral. True, you still might lose your job, but again, the fact that it's been almost a year and you won't tell us and ain't nobody found it. I wonder, did she agree not to disclose where she found it? Then stop telling us it was public. Stop bringing up it. Because again, I hear what you're saying, Tierra. But once again, girl, you told us you was bringing us receipts. We didn't ask for them. You told us you had them. So stop saying you was going to drop receipts and you ain't dropping that. Kenya ain't dropping their receipt in this live. Exactly, Kim. Legally, she might be okay, but morally, now she did bring that up. We're going to get to that. She brought that up a little bit later on. All right. A lot of this video we already talked about earlier today, so that's why I'm purposely not going over what we already talked about earlier today. She didn't say nothing about that 911 call, though. Anybody who watched it, tell me if I missed it, child. She didn't say nothing about that 911 call, so I'm just going to go along with the fact that that 911 call was not real, okay? She brought up the investigation again and how Bravo didn't really do a real investigation. She did play a clip where Britt Edie says that she always keeps her weapon on her. She said that people are comparing apples to oranges with the clip that surfaced where she threatened to take her firearm and threatened Phaedra with it. And she did bring up a valid point about how Phaedra had her taser at that one reunion. Now, that was valid. But I believe that was the same season when Kenya said she'll take her pow with her and use it and, take it for Phaedra. So I feel like Phaedra bought the taser. And that may have been before Bravo enacted their zero tolerance policy when it comes to weapons. Because everybody knew everybody knew Phaedra had it. So we saw the taser. We knew the taser was there. So I feel like that must have happened before Bravo put this zero weapon rule and policy, right? It was shorter than I thought it would be, but I guess maybe she's using this episode to gather questions to answer the episodes going forward. Maybe, and maybe she's going to come back again. Maybe there's more parts to this. The way she did it left Bravo and NBC open to lawsuits by the bystanders for harassment. Ooh. Okay, that was so Phaedra bought the taser before Kenya said that. Okay, I got it. And again, we all knew Phaedra had it, so that must be before this rule. That's the only thing I can think of. That was also the same reunion. Kenya threatened Phaedra by a pregnant Phaedra by knocking all her teeth out. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. She then talked about how the salon, she never said how well the salon is or is not doing, but she did speak on the salon having 85% return customers. She said that, and even if we're short staffed, she said, I'll even get in there and I'll do a treatment. I'll wash the hair. I'll do this. I'll do that. Now, my only question is, Kenya, do you have your cosmetology license, girl? You down there doing treatments on people. Do you have a cosmetology license? And I'm just being petty because I don't care. I'm just wondering. Moving right along. Britt knows what the image was. I wonder if she couldn't sue due to someone else owning it. Oh, good point. Good point. Also, people have to remember the place that Bravo was in legally. They are taking a different approach. That is true. That is true. That was a long time ago before a lot of other stuff came out. Excuse me, about Bravo. That is valid. So she brought up the fact that this wouldn't have happened on Beverly Hills in New Jersey. She said that, can you imagine somebody saying that to Kyle or somebody saying that to Teresa Giudice? It wouldn't have happened. But then she literally turned around and talked about how on New Jersey, somebody has literally hit somebody in the head with a glass. And I'm thinking, so then how you going to use an example and then contradict your own example? You said that threatening violence, somebody threatened somebody with a pow wouldn't have worked on any of the other housewives. And you specifically said New Jersey and Beverly Hills, but then you turned around and talked about how many things have happened on New Jersey. You talked about the fact that people talked about porn and all of those things on New Jersey. And then you talked about how somebody hit somebody in the head with a glass on New Jersey. And I'm thinking, girl, you do know you just contradicted yourself. You just took away your own example in another example, right? Right. She was saying those people are still on the show. But what I'm saying is, I got what you're saying, but what I'm saying is she was talking as if Britt Eady got away with doing what she did. So then are you arguing that Britt should still be on the show? Are you arguing that you should still be on the show? You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, I feel like what both of them did was wrong. And I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. I do believe that production dropped the ball. And I do believe that Britt Eady should have been punished. Full stop. That is a full stop. Then again, she brought up, hey, what's up? Happy birthday, D. Y'all, everybody drop a happy birthday in the chat for my nephew, House of D. Happy birthday, boo. Those pictures were beautiful. I loved those pictures, honey. That birthday photo shoot was fire. Where's my phone? I keep hearing it go off on my watch, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I'm about to say, I don't know where my phone is. Okay. Suspend both, give them their own segment at the reunion. Yeah. The other thing she said she talked about the investigation that they did about Britt threatening her with the pow, and she said that basically she said that they found that she did not have a pow, but she has proof that she did, but she never showed us proof. I'm wondering if she thought playing that clip of Britt Eady saying, I always keep my weapon with me. I always keep my weapon with me was her proof that Britt Eady had a weapon that night. Somebody doing an interview 10 years ago saying they always keep a weapon on them is not proof that she had a weapon on her that night. People say a lot of shit that ain't true. Kenya was fired, D. Again, you can't prove. I was waiting for her to drop a receipt proving that woman had a weapon that night. Because she was like, well, we don't get searched. It's not like our purses get searched. It's not like we go through a metal detector. She's right. They don't. They come, they film, they go home. So if you left that night with Portia, we saw her get in the car and pull off. Now, she said she pulled. Now, what she did say that we didn't see, she said she did talk to the showrunner before she left that night. She did. She said she did talk to the showrunner. So if she did talk to the showrunner that night, then she truly, the showrunner could have asked to see Britt's purse and check her purse. The other thing she said was she sort of contradicted herself as well. Not contradicted, but sort of, I don't know, told herself or whatever, was when whoever was asking her questions off camera said, yeah, because she said, because I mean, of course I told my producers, of course I told my boss, I went to HR. Anybody would go to HR. And then somebody said, she said anybody would go to HR, and she said, and then the other person said, and file a police report. And no, what did she say? Damn it, I should have wrote it down. But they said and file a police report. And Kenya didn't say anything to that. And I was like, yeah. So if you were threatened, you didn't file any paperwork. And again, if you filed paperwork, why wouldn't you have shown it to us? Why haven't you dropped that receipt? If you went to the police and actually filed a report against Britt Eady for that threat, which in my opinion, you had every right to, because I believe she threatened you. I believe you have a right to file paperwork. If you went to the police, where's that paperwork? Kenya lied the first day she stepped on that fake relationship. Child, we talked about that earlier, Katrina. Showing up. Natasha, let me see what Natasha said. I think she's holding back, and I think she re-edited after the trailer because she's trying to salvage her job. She don't have a job. What job is she trying to salvage? So y'all are actually getting ready to say what I'm about to end on, what I'm going to end with. For as much as I feel like we did not see, I honestly hope that that's what happened. I hope that somebody talked her into editing stuff out. I hope that somebody talked her into bringing this down a notch. Because I feel like you overpromised and you underdelivered. But I hope that your reason for doing that is because you changed your mind. I really hope, because people in the chat are saying that maybe she changed her mind, maybe she edited it. I'm hoping that's what it is. And I mean that with all sincerity. I'm being very sincere when I say that. I hope that's why she did it. I mean, I hope that's what happened. I hope that there was more there, and maybe that's what the delay was. Maybe the delay was that she had to take some stuff out and edit some stuff. I'm okay with that. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm okay with that, because I told y'all from the beginning, I didn't think this was a good idea. So I'm okay with that. If that's what's going on, if that's why we didn't get all that she promised that we were going to get, I'm okay with that. Candace, you said Candace filed paperwork and it was dismissed. I think they don't care about reality TV stars. No, I don't think they looked at it and said, oh, this is reality TV, we don't care. But I do think that Monique had a very good attorney. As a matter of fact, Monique's attorney was the same attorney that Karen had. Remember, I keep telling y'all that Karen's attorney is a great attorney. The guy that defended her, he's a great attorney. I think that Monique had a very good attorney, and I think what Monique was able to do was show all the situations in which Candace sort of was the aggressor or antagonized her. I'm not saying that makes it okay, and I'm not about to sit here and argue Candace and Monique. I'm not doing it. But I think that they were able to give the enough proof to show, one, we're filming a TV show. Two, she's done this in the past. She's done that in the past. This is what happened that day. This is what happened that day. And I think they were able to give enough where what the decision was that both of them were equally at fault. Both of them, it wasn't that they dismissed it. They said that both of them were, that the DA failed to file official charges against Monique because the DA felt like, see, here's what people got to understand about this stuff too. The DA is not going to file a case that they don't think they can win. And once the DA looked at both sides of the story and looked at the evidence from both sides, they probably didn't feel like they could get a conviction. So no, they did not indict Monique. Anybody can file a complaint, but then the DA looks over the evidence and makes a decision based on the evidence whether they feel like they can get a conviction or not. And they probably looked at the footage they looked at the unedited footage. Remember, they saw the unedited footage. So whatever happened that we didn't see, they saw the unedited footage. They were able to see whatever the two of them have gotten into over the years and make a decision from that. So honestly, I don't think it's, well, they don't care about reality stars. I just think that they declined to prosecute. Now, Candace could have sued Monique civilly, which I think she did. I think she did sue Monique civilly, and I guess I don't know if they settled. I didn't really follow it. But I'm almost certain that she sued Monique civilly. But criminally, yeah, I mean, is somebody going to convict on that? Look at how much of a debate it was amongst the fans that season. Imagine 12 jurors looking at the evidence and hearing the argument. Nobody's convicting Monique of that. Because they ain't going to get 12 people to agree. We couldn't get 12 people. We couldn't get people to agree online. Brett threatened to run Kenya over with a car too. When did she do that? I didn't hear her say that. I heard her say, I got whips. You talking about that? Is that the statement you talking about? I didn't hear her say she would run Kenya over. I'm not saying she didn't say it. I'm just saying I didn't hear her say it. I wonder if someone at Bravo contacted Kenya knowing Britt is not it. Just a thought. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that, knowing Britt is not it. Don, I'm not even doing it. I'm not discussing anything. I was just using that as an example because somebody brought it up. I ain't about to sit here and relitigate something. That shit was 5 years ago. I'm not about to have a conversation about Candace and Monique. Because at this point, everybody feel how they feel. When she said, I got whips, she was referencing her car. Okay, but all right, whatever. Okay. I just think that, again, I am not arguing that Britt Eady I feel like she should have been punished. Absolutely. Absolutely. Full stop. She should have been punished. I don't know if she should have lost her job, but she definitely should have been punished. And again, I think Kenya, and there's another reason why, and this is my opinion. This is another reason why I think Kenya can't show nobody where she got them pictures from, because I believe, in my opinion, if Kenya could prove that those pictures were public and that she got them from a public place, do I think Kenya would have been punished? Yes. Do I think Kenya would have been fired? No. That's my opinion. I don't know that to be a fact because I certainly don't work in human resources and I certainly don't work for Bravo. But I think if Kenya was able to say, wait a minute, all you got to do is go to www. And the pictures, all the pictures pop up. They're right there. This is public information. You're right. It was a bad judgment call for me to do what I did. But these pictures, they're right here. They're all over the internet. Look, they're here. I don't think she loses her job. I think maybe she gets suspended for a couple of episodes or something like that. But I do not think Kenya loses her job. And again, this is my opinion. I don't know that to be a fact. Oh, you said most aren't feeling Brit. Maybe somebody told Kenya not to ruin it all with Bravo. Any thoughts on the Metcalf? No, I don't have an opinion on it. Kenya, at this point, I think we need to just be quiet, lay low, and let courts run that girl is unstable on his. Yeah, I mean, again, public opinion is on Kenya's side. I'll be honest. It seems like it is. I work in HR and they both would have been fired. Okay. I'm fine with that too. But how many of us got mad and say something out of anger and say something ain't doing something that's totally different? Britt said she was talking about her car and not a literal whip. Her words, not mine. Kenya, at this point, I think I just read that one. Okay. So yeah, you guys, that was it. I mean, those are all my notes. Again, some of that stuff that was in the video we already talked about earlier today because it was in the trailer. So I'm not gonna be redundant. But honestly, ultimately, I just think that once again, like I said earlier today, Kenya, you over promised and under delivered. I don't feel any differently after you dropped that than I felt Monday. Like I don't feel any differently seeing that. Maybe if you had dropped some receipts, maybe if you really did legitimately have some, receipts, maybe. But I don't really feel like Kenya told us anything we didn't know. And if she did, I missed it. But I don't feel like Kenya told us anything we don't know, you guys. And I know Team Twirl is gonna feel how Team Twirl feels, and that's fine too. It's okay to love your fave. It's okay to support your fave. But I'm not team anybody in this situation. I'm not Team Twirl, and I'm certainly not a Brit Edie fan. But I'm just looking at it, and I'm trying to look at both sides of it. And I don't think Kenya did herself any favors. I don't think she changed anybody's mind. I think people who were already supporting her still support her. I think people who thought she was wrong still think she was wrong. And I don't think that this did her any favors. They said she was the receipt queen. I ain't seen not near receipt. I mean, again, when people have their, and Don, you know this from the Love and Marriage Huntsville streets, child. When somebody is a fan, they a fan, and they going to defend their fave, and that's going to be what it is. That's what it's going to be what it is. All right, you guys, let me get off of here so I can try to get y'all, I think y'all are going to probably get, it's 7:30. I ain't promising y'all going to get anything tonight. I'm tired. This is my third time going live today. And I didn't get no sleep. Well, I got some sleep last night. I didn't sleep well last night. Let me say that. I did not sleep well last night. If I I'm about to eat me some dinner. I'm about to put me some clothes in the laundry. If I get some energy, I'll be back and I'll talk about either it'll be Love After Lockup or it'll be Raising Canaan. And I know I owe y'all 2 episodes of Raising Canaan. So it'll be Love After Lockup or Raising Canaan. But that's if I get a second win. Right now, I don't know because I'm tired. I'm hungry. So I'm about to eat me some dinner and I'm about to I'm trying to decide what I want for dinner. I have lasagna. I have Team Jesus and then Team Twirl. I know that's right, Natasha. I have some lasagna, I have some pork chops, and I have some seafood salad. And I ain't figured out which one I want. Maybe I'll eat that seafood salad. Go rest like we tell Scotty. I know. So tomorrow, I'm not sure what time because I haven't talked to Treese, but tomorrow morning we will do Never Ever Meets. Again, I will probably try to get y'all 2 reviews before I leave because once I leave, I won't be back until this, and I'll do Real Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow evening. So, y'all will get that tomorrow. And like I said, on Monday, I'm off on Monday, so whatever I don't get y'all, I'll make sure y'all get it Monday. So if I don't get anything tonight, then y'all will get either Love After Lockup or Canaan tomorrow. And whatever y'all don't get tomorrow, y'all will get on Monday. We'll be all caught up by Monday. I promise y'all that. But I just ain't promising y'all gonna get anything tonight. I ain't promising that because I didn't realize it was already 7:30. So by the time I eat dinner and all that good stuff. But anyway, thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate that. And I will talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all probably tomorrow. If I'm being honest, it'll probably be tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And yeah. All right. Mwah. Yeah. They were talking in the group chat. I'm not sure when they're gonna do it. Oh, thank you, JB. I will, because I'm not sure what time tomorrow. I haven't talked to Trees. Matter of fact, let me text her right now. Let me text Trees right now, and I know what time we're gonna do Never Ever Meets. I'll let you know. All right. I was gonna start a group chat, but I was like, I don't know if you want to be in another group chat. Like, if you like me, you probably in 50,000 group chats. So I didn't know if you wanted to start a group chat, but I'll text her right now and let her know. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Dang it.